has just begun. The choices he has made, his bed is already laid, 'cause he's a dead man walking.
So let's see.
All right, welcome back, Cody. So now that we're back, big question: does Aliens and Predators in the Alien Cinematic Universe? I don't think it is. Right?
No, I think it specifically says that somewhere that it's not a shared universe in this book.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's sort of non-canon canon. I mean, if you want it, they're there. If you're a corporate entity and you're printing a book, it's not there. We swear. We swear, don't sue us this time.
Is the only Aliens movie Aliens, Aliens 2, Aliens 3, Aliens? I know Aliens 2 is it's Aliens 3, Aliens, Alien Resurrection, and then Prometheus, right?
Covenant
Is there
also. Covenant.
which one?
Covenant.
Oh, Covenant.
Mhm.
That's the one. Where does that fall in on the timeline? So I have not
Right
watched that.
after the what was the one you just said?
Prometheus.
Prometheus.
Right after Prometheus, because it features what's his name? Starts with an M. The guy from Prometheus. Well, not
Yeah, because
the
it's a sequel.
guy.
It's a prequel. A sequel prequel.
It's a sequel to the prequel, which wasn't supposed to be a prequel to start with.
Was it not supposed to be a prequel?
No, it was supposed to be like a new start or something like that. But then stuff that they did tied into other things, and it turned into a prequel.
Were they
So
trying to
it's
say
obviously
like there's
the same
more than one
universe.
crash ship? Okay. The more you know.
Yeah.
Well, now that I know Predator's not in this universe, scribbles furiously.
Also, I just learned the M4A1 rifle has a, quote, grenade launcher.
Yes.
Well,
Oh
I
my
didn't-
gosh.
I didn't include that in all those quotes I was tossing out there because it says oftentimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This one does not have a grenade launcher.
Would seem like
Currently
a poor
attached.
choice.
And make sure it's not a pulse rifle. It is currently the Wayland Storm rifle.
Yeah.
A
So I've
knockoff.
written that
Actually-
down specifically.
Actually, it's a different weapon then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
I mean,
just
it
trying
uses
to like
the
find
same
it in the
rules.
off time.
Uses the same rules as the pulse rifle, but it is
Heavy.
a little different. Yeah.
Which
Oh,
armor
yeah,
piercing
because
full
the-
auto damage 2 is still a lot.
Well, I mean, I'm saying the M4 1A is actually based on that rifle, so
Mhm.
they're actually two completely different guns. One fires depleted uranium shells.
The other
But
one
being
fires
the-
tank rounds.
Well, no,
Yeah.
but I mean,
know.
storm rifle fires the depleted uranium shells, though. So you've got, I guess, the stronger of the two. I don't know.
Probably. I mean, it's
Well-
heavier at least. I get to feel stronger hauling it around.
So long as it's not the original M41A, which had the rounds that exploded in the chamber from overheating.
So
The M4A1 still jams, I believe. That's
1A.
the,
A1 would be too much like the real rifle. So it's
Yeah.
the M41A.
Yep.
still haven't advanced past the number 4, but it's now A1.
Yeah, I don't know. the-
So I guess the question to get the game back up on the right foot, Eli, here would be, while I'm getting these parts and I'm getting everything here, can I grab the ATV on my way out too? Just drag it
How
along?
would you grab the ATV? That's the question.
Well, I mean, it's still in the vehicle bay, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I could just go ahead and approach it. I could probably like turn off the handbrake and just roll it along. I don't even have to turn it on. It probably won't turn on because it's not oxygen here.
It is not going to fit into the side elevators, nor will it fit like in your through the umbilical cord.
Oh man, well I'll have to jettison it out later or something, I guess. We'll use the crane later, I guess. So it's gonna stay here, but we'll have the parts for it.
Yeah,
Good
that's
enough.
totally possible.
So we'll focus on the parts for crane stuff over later. I still have
That
to
is,
get out though, so that was like 2 or so rolls, I think, just to get here and back. Should I go
yep,
ahead and do
the
that?
2 more rolls.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go completely oxygen dead yet. Oh, here we go.
So 3, and just one more time. So you're down to 2 oxygen or 2 air supply by the time you get back. He gives you Xander. Do you share any of the information you've learned?
I think
I
you
give
just
him
did
the
over
book.
the radio.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So we did. You did just share that. You shared that
Yeah.
information. Um,
After that, I give him the book so he could look at it himself.
all right. So I mean, you see him haul in all these different supplies, and you hand him the log. You flip through it, and you find just about the same information.
Huh, yeah. So they were definitely here and they think it's definitely valuable. I guess it's worth giving it a scan over and see what's going on with this asteroid then. And I'm gonna ask, how many vehicle parts do I have right here?
You have 1.
Vehicle parts, one. Uh, do you have a price tag for that real quick, or should we just find it later?
I do not have a price tag on
Alright,
hand.
we'll worry about it later. I've mostly been keeping track of that in case we need to buy more of it, but hey, vehicle parts, we got them. Alright, so you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and step back up to the bridge real quick, and I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can do a scan of the asteroid and see what we get out of it.
From their ship or your ship?
From
Oh, you're
our
on your
ship.
ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll do what I was supposed to do.
All right. So the scan would be a comm check roll with -2 because your scanners are damaged.
Yep, that's right.
And what did you want to do, Xander? You wanted to get working on the air scrubbers.
Right.
So you move over there and you can start working on them. This will take you a shift of work, which is almost 6 hours of time.
Okay.
While you're doing that, well, what do you want to be doing, Jimmy? And Max, you're still training your skill. So,
That I am.
Jimmy, you start pulling up your scans, and once again, your computer's kind of glitching, and it's giving you erroneous readings. You have to kind of reset settings every so often, and you're you're not picking up anything unusual on from this asteroid.
Right, but it's not necessarily like giving me back a reading either of like what minerals it's composed of or anything like that.
It's giving you a reading, like it's giving you readings, but once you look at it, it doesn't seem to list anything valuable. Maybe your scanners aren't powerful enough to penetrate it. Maybe they took like core samples or something like that. But whatever technology you're using isn't giving you any readings back that there's anything valuable on this asteroid.
Right. Okay, well, I mean, I could take the miner's word for it, of course. I mean, they've already done a successful enough scan to figure that out. Uh, but given that, I mean, we still have like a general idea of the asteroid's size and its breaking up, you say.
Yes.
What are the odds of being able to haul back like a large chunk of it or all of it? How does that look right now, given the information we have?
Using your salvage crane, I'd say you could probably take a large hunk of it if you wanted to just haul it back with you.
Mm-hmm.
Your salvage crane is usually for like actually just like taking apart stuff as opposed to more hauling things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think you'd. I think. I don't know if the salvage crane would function in that capacity. I think the
Uh,
salvage crane is literally for just taking apart things.
yeah. Well, I mean, I think we were talking about before about like just hauling the ship back to the system with us and just looking at it there. So I assume that was possibly on the menu. If it's
I
not,
think
then
that
we'll keep
requires
looking.
the towing tractor beam. So like your options here with your ship is really just to scrap it from where you are.
Okay. Well, I mean, we could always just stick around and actually mine it ourselves too. or keep the exact track of where it is. Actually, this is a mining ship that was intending to tow this thing in the first place. It probably has a tow cable we could salvage.
From the old thing, it was a science vessel.
Ah, well.
It was an old science vessel.
Okay.
So yeah, so in order to tow it with you, you need a tractor hitch, is what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess from what I have of Mother, is that actually on a list of things this ship possibly has?
From your mother,
From the other one.
from
From the
the
immortal.
other mother, from the other mother, um, it says that the ship does not have it does not have a it does not have a tractor hitch or a salvage crane. And now that you see this information, it kind of starts to make sense why they tried to attach rockets to the uh, the asteroid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could always like keep track of this position in space, and maybe someone else can find it in the future. We still
Yeah.
haven't found the distress beacon either, so I'm curious where it is, who activated it, and why. Of course, how did things go so terribly wrong? Um, but we got 6 hours. Maybe I could say that 6 hours is literally me trying to haul the ATV over to our ship.
Yeah, we
Let's
can
make that
totally do
nice
that.
and easy.
So you like I mean I assume you probably get all the way down there. You spend a little bit of time like maneuvering the ATV. Like you first get it out of where it's like stuck against the wall, and you try to maneuver it. Maybe I mean you're open to space, so it's kind of just like maybe even shove it out or
Don't fling it off
um
into space or anything.
yeet. But yeah, you try to get it as far as you can. Maybe you attach some tow cable, like some just cables to it, and yeah, so you managed to maneuver it into um, your ship's vehicle bay, or I guess you'd have it in your. The only problem is that currently your hangar is damaged.
Right. So it's probably going to go to the cargo bay and be cargo. I.e., it is not usable for the time being.
Yeah, so it's currently in cargo. Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah. I imagine the hangar is there so that, you could easily get a vehicle out and running. With the cargo bay, it's like, yeah, it's going to take us like an hour to wheel this out through the hallways, and it's going to get stuck like a piano on the staircase every now and then.
That's a fair compromise.
And any bigger vehicle, probably, this would not have worked with. But
So
hey, ATV. I gotta find Max now.
so Xander, we
Yes, sir.
are you are doing some repairs on um, um, you're doing some repairs on these air scrubbers. I need you to make a heavy machinery roll.
Okay.
However, your cutting torch and um, your
Okay.
other jack will not be able to help you in this case.
Okay. So just a raw rope. Gotcha.
It's a raw roll. Yep.
Raw rope.
Yep. So you start working on it, and it's difficult work because you're working around and you're moving up, climbing up and down these shafts, trying to like first you're trying to like maybe you even looked around for extra uh, carbon filters, and the difficulty is pulling them out and then you're like just scrubbing them clean. You've got about half of them done, but as you go to pull one of them out, you pull it back and you actually fall back, and one of your feet like splashes in water nearby. And as that does, you get electrocuted. So the way this works is um, I get a 6 dice attack against you. So if it hits, it's done. It does 1 damage, and it has 6 dice. So let's see. So it
Yikes.
got one hit, so it actually hurt you, and with the second, it's actually done additional damage. So you take 2 points of damage as you're working and you accidentally fall in and it zaps you and ah
Oh,
you take 2 points of damage. And you have a cool new hairstyle. So
start imitating life.
what would you like to continue working? So like, I mean, you've worked for 6 hours, you're a little tired, but not too tired to not continue working.
Oh yeah, I'm
You're
determined.
not
I'm getting
you're
this
determined?
done.
All right, you're gonna keep working. All
I
right.
think given that, if it's another 6 hours, I'll probably first try to like find Max on the ship, and I might eventually narrow down where he is, I suppose.
After almost 12 hours of both you and Conrad looking on the DL, just to make sure that you don't get mad at him for losing his kid.
Yeah.
You have managed to locate, not necessarily by actually finding him, but there is one door in the entire ship that will not open.
Mother,
The med
unlock
bay is
door.
currently locked.
The intercoms don't work. Who are you talking to?
I hit up the panel.
I feel like this is the one system you keep forgetting doesn't work.
Yeah, every now and then, like outside your door, you hear, "Mother, open up." Damn it. Conrad, go run up and tell Mother to open up the door. And so Jimmy will just literally wait here until it finally opens up.
The door opens after a little bit of time, about enough time for Conrad to run up there, um, and the door opens.
Max, where are you? You in here?
Literally sitting in front of you because I'm just on the chair
Oh,
reading.
there you
He's
are.
he's at by this point you've probably really burned through the medical knowledge, or at least all the medical pamphlets. So you're starting to read like the really ridiculous ones.
Why'd you go and close the door, Max?
Leave me alone, Dad. I'm reading.
Well, there's some crew quarters upstairs, right? There's a whole lounge, there's actual chairs.
Am I doing something wrong here?
Well, don't lock the door. But I want to tell you some good news. I got you a present. I know you don't deserve anything, but I know that you might like this. So why don't you come down with me and I'll show you it?
When I'm done here, that'll be fine.
Max, you can hold off on whatever you're doing here for 5 seconds and indulge me, all right?
You can hold off on showing me what you got to show me for another 12 hours. It'll be fine. Look, I don't make these weird. I'm stuck in a loop here, right? If I give up on this, I'll have wasted 12 hours. More importantly, I'll have wasted 2 hours of game time.
I
I'm
don't know
now
exactly what the rules of it are gonna be like. If it's gonna be like, you took like a 5 minute break to go to the bathroom, you lose all progress.
It says you gotta
Which sounds
spend the
very
day.
mean.
It says you got to spend the day, right?
Yeah.
So this LinkedIn, literally, you drag me away. I'm gonna be pissed.
I don't know. I'll
And
ask Eli that. Is this acceptable without ruining it
yeah,
for data?
I'll say that you guys can yeah, like because you've done 2 shifts towards doing this, and then you can like take segments. You can do it a shift at a time. Um,
Just show me a picture.
picture what, me?
So with this meta knowledge, Max
Oh,
is
you're
still going to be resistant, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Jimmy will just like cross his arms and goes, "Well, I guess as long as you're being quiet and you're not doing anything dangerous out here, you're just reading. I mean, that's a change. Just don't lock the door. I'll come back to you whenever we're done with all the salvage stuff, and I'll show you then. How about that? Just keep being good, Max. You're doing great."
Despite the fact that you deserve nothing. Your dad said that.
I'm still
You
gonna give you
remember that.
something because I love you, Max.
But you deserve nothing in life.
Oh, you
That
don't
might not
deserve
stay with
anything
him
after trying to
a
hold
while.
up a bunch of people on a space station. Or pointing a gun to your head, Max. We still have to learn these lessons.
You've made mistakes, and those should last for the rest of your life. You deserve nothing, and you're a worthless child. That's why
Um,
your mother's no longer with us. It's your fault, Max.
put whatever words you want in my mouth, Max. That's fine. We'll just talk about this later. And I'll go ahead and I'll head back over to the other ship. I've had some time
And
to
I
rest.
will
I've done some things.
lean back and push the button to lock the door again.
So I guess Xander's technically in the middle of his second shift of trying to do
Yep.
this. Uh,
So another
Yep.
6 hours.
and
What do you want to do?
I'm gonna just go ahead, put on my spacesuit, and I'm gonna actually go back to the exact same location and try to loot the other two rooms, the dispatch office and the equipment shed. Equipment shed first, I think.
All right.
So how about I just go ahead and make the rolls to go down there? I don't want to drag the
Sounds
token across,
good.
so it's gonna take an hour.
Yeah, that's all right. You
Okay.
can.
So let me go ahead and put air back up to 5, and then I'll get rolling it. There we go. So air 5.
Yep.
First check. Lose 2. Right back where I was last time.
All right. So then the second check, because you ride the elevator down, and by now, Mother's in full enough charge that there's nice music being played. Do 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 do.
I imagine that there's not even air actually here in the elevator. Actually, the elevator can be pressurized, can't it?
Yeah, I think it could be.
Oh, but yeah, it's full of carbon dioxide right now, so can't worry about that. So I do get to still hear it.
Do 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 do. Yeah, it's great. It's wonderful.
Ah, the
And
company tune.
you're in the vehicle bay.
Yep. So I'm going to the equipment shed. I'm gonna see if I can open it up. Mother, open door.
All right. So I mean, you can get these open. The equipment shed. It looks like this room has also been looted. You see, like as you open this door, in fact, one of the shelving units actually like kind of falls to the side, and several boxes fall down to the ground. It looks like someone left in a hurry and even bumped some of the shelves here. And you see lots of like empty boxes and empty like tool sheds that have been thrown open, and it probably looks like tools were just grabbed and then things were left behind.
Hmm. So I guess I'm gonna spend that turn looking through the room, searching it, and we'll
Mm-hmm.
see if they left anything behind that's actually worthwhile.
You search through it and you don't find anything left of value in this equipment shed. It looks like most of the things left are the occasional nut and bolt, the occasional, you know, a really small wrench or one that's
Mm-hmm.
enormous, but nothing that you think will actually aid your ship.
Okay. And I guess I should make an air roll now.
Yep.
That's real bad. So,
Oh,
I'm heading back to the elevator. And I'll go ahead and give Xander a heads up. It's like, I'm in the elevator and, tank's a little low. Just letting you know ahead of time in case, I don't give you a message in the next 2 minutes.
He's
do you
And
want to
He's
stop
running,
and push your luck? Maybe hang out in the dispatch office for a few turns? Six
no,
of them?
I'm gonna head back up, get more air, and do the trip again.
All right, let's see some air rolls running back.
Alright, elevator seems good, get the music. And as
Don't
soon
strain
as I
yourself.
get back,
So it's a beep 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 beep, oxygen depleted, and you manage to make it into you make it just to the umbilical cord, and you're choking on air when you get to the your ship.
nice. Well, that was a close one.
Trying it again.
I think so.
All
I'm
right,
kind of
flip your
trying
air
to wonder,
supply up to
like, what
5,
would
and
be in the dispatch office? Like, what's the dispatch office for?
Dispatches.
Good. Yes.
The dispatch office probably contains maybe information on any like vehicle comings and goings. It might mainly that. It might mainly be a room to keep track of the vehicles and like the parts storage and the equipment shed. Um, like what all is in there and like the storage numbers.
Right. And I guess in terms of other things, the vehicle bay. I haven't specifically searched that yet, right?
Yeah, so I mean, you obviously saw the large, the ATV, but I mean, there's not a lot there to search since it is open to space. A lot of the stuff has
Yeah.
been
Yeah, so a lot of it
voided.
is gone. I think I'm gonna probably say I'm done with Deck D, and I'm gonna try
Okay.
forming a new plan here real quick. I think I'm gonna look over here at Deck C for my next plan. I believe I can get over to from A over to C in one turn with the ladder, and then I will probably start looking at the storage bays. So let's go ahead and make the first roll then.
Okay. So you hustle on down to deck C. You're right here, I believe.
Yeah.
Junction
I
one,
figured
two.
A1, B1, and C1 are the connective elements. And then that means that these stairwells are the same.
Yes. That's yeah.
So,
That's A1 right there.
so yeah, so I end up over here.
Yep.
Okay. Doesn't make too much of a difference, but I'm gonna go ahead and so second turn, I believe I can get over to this area here. Is that a medical station or something?
That does say it has
A med
it's
kit.
not a med bay, but it does say it has a med kit.
Okay, that's nice. So I can like open that up, snatch it up, and then check out these storage bays for the turn.
And the med bay, the med pack is still there. So you hustle over there, flipping it open. It's still there, intact, untouched.
Alright. So, med pack. And if I can search this turn, I will search those storage bays.
All right. So, um, for the first check, you start looking through some of the storage bays, and you find various ship supplies and tools, mainly like mundane, run of the line ship things,
Hmm.
um, along with. Are you searching these ones first?
Yeah, the ones on the left.
All right. You find
And a giant
two
egg.
bolt guns in this one here. So like of the tools you find, like you find two bolt guns, which are a tool that could also be used as a weapon. So in addition, that's all you find in those storage units.
Okay. And if that's time for an air check, I guess I'll do that and check out
Yep.
the other storage, or can I do
Mhm.
that in the same breath here?
One more air supply roll as
Let's
you
do
check out
it.
these ones over here.
Yeah.
All
Unlikely
right,
I'm gonna
you're
die of air here, but yeah.
you're doing fine. You're doing fine. Um, this unit, you see there's several drums in here, uh, like that, or at least so that like there's two sheds here that are main or two storage units in here um, that you can access. One of them uh, is filled with seven drums of some sort of like liquid. You see they're contained in like large racks that appear to have like some sort of stabilizer on it.
Huh. That's interesting. 7 drums of, quote, liquid.
Yeah.
Drums of liquid. I'm just gonna put that in quotation marks. Uh, there we go. Everyone gets to see latency live. And I think, given that, I'm gonna try hauling those back up to the ship.
All right. You can like start to like look at them if you'd like, and
Yeah,
uh, uh,
let's inspect this
examine the
out.
label. Um, they appear to be filled with liquid called quinitristalin. Quin quinitristalin. All right, I'm putting it in chat.
Let's take a look. Yeah, quinitricetylene.
Quinitristalin. Quinitrisacetylene.
Yeah, that
That.
that suffix
Yep.
is acetylene, so that makes it a little
Oh yeah,
easier once you
acetylene. Oh
figure
yeah,
that out.
acetylene. Yep. Quintacetylene.
So I believe acetylene definitely means that it is probably some sort of hydrocarbon. So this might very well be fuel of some kind. Does this ring a bell at all to Jimmy?
It does not. Although its name bears obvious similarities to. I'm just going to put this in chat.
Yeah.
Uh,
Trinitoluene. Yeah.
yeah,
that's
also
a
known as
tough one.
TNT.
Oh. Oh. This is what they used to blow stuff up for their mining operation. I'm
It was
not
also
going to
featured
touch or
in.
move this.
It was also featured in Aliens 2.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure this might actually be the former form of TNT. I.e., it is the dangerous one. Wait, no, that's
It is,
nitroglycerin, I think.
yeah, but this is still incredibly volatile.
Right. I think Jimmy's going to off to not bother with these because I'd like to not blow up or blow everything up. And when I salvage later, I'm
Boo.
going to keep these in mind specifically to not disturb them and blow them up.
Ah, sweet. Trinitrotoluene as a Moon Doctor.
Yeah.
Moon Doctor?
Moondog
Right?
TK. Yeah, thank you very
Ah,
much.
it almost looks like Moon Doctor. But yeah, thanks, Moon Dog TK.
So yeah, so I'm not moving those then. But that is me spending time there. So let me go ahead and roll some air.
Yep. So that takes a little bit of time. You like start to rolling out, and then you're like, uh-oh.
Wait, explosives. Ah, I'll leave it in the hallway.
All right. So that's what you do there.
Uh,
Would you like? So
I
you move over to the next one.
oh, we're gonna go ahead and do this one over here too.
Uh,
I assumed I
Yeah.
was
So
checking like all of them
yeah.
in the process.
Yeah. So yeah, in that same one. So like you search through that, you're looking through that, you're holing out these this very volatile stuff. You decide not to, you put it back, and you go to the next one. It gives you a locked.
Mother, open the door. Mom, Mom.
You get a like you try to patch into mother from the nearest computer console,
I got a
and
comm, and I set it up
oh
earlier for
yep.
specifically this
So
purpose.
you communicate to mother, and the door does not open.
Mother, what's up with the door?
Proper code required.
Proper code. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, I am smart. I can try hacking this.
You could.
I'll give it a try. Accidentally activate all, defense mechanisms on ship. Is there going to be any penalty for this?
Self-destruct activated.
Oh no.
There is a -1 dice modifier.
Okay. That's still going to be 4 total. Might get something. Nope, Jimmy
So
is
you
not
you
doing too hot
try.
today.
It's not 420, 420. 69. Nope. None of the
420,
typical.
69. Aha. Oh, not that
Ooh.
either.
Door opens. No. Uh, none of the codes you try unlock this door.
58008.
One,
No.
one, 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 one.
7734.
Oh, this is unfortunate. Well, I'd ask Max to have some fun with this because I know he'll break into anything, especially if I don't ask him to.
You
But
even
he's.
tried your birthday and it didn't work.
I know, what's that? They don't have my birthday on their system? How rude. Well, so much for that, I guess. I could also try to muscle in, but I think I'd rather let Xander try that a little later. So I'll go ahead and pass this by right now. I'm just gonna try to remember that
Okay.
that one is locked. I'm gonna just give it a purple circle.
Okay.
There we go. So maybe we'll remember that.
All
So with that turn done, I'll go ahead and move along. I'll end up on the catwalk.
Catwalk. So
So,
you're over there and you see that where it's been kind of like destroyed over here on the left, where it's
mhm,
been rent in twain, and you can look down onto deck D below you.
yeah. Well, that was 2
What would you
moves,
like to
so
do
I'll
from
go ahead
here?
and roll some air here. I'm down to
Yep,
3.
and you're down to only 3.
It goes by fast. Uh, but I think what I want to do is I want to actually go ahead and take a step up here to the cargo bay, and maybe something survived. Let's find out.
So you open this and it's pitch black inside, even with the power on. And so you have to pull back, like turn back on your chute's lights if you didn't have them on
Hmm.
still. And inside you can hear the rattling of chains, which is likely pulled slack from cargo crates in place.
It's even weirder
Um,
when you hear them vibrating through your feet instead of, say, through the air.
mhm. You to the right, you see there's like a winch where it pulls all the chains tight.
Hmm.
Um, you see that some of the chains are just floating loose in the air from where the cargo bay has been ripped open, and you see floating in the remaining chains that have held in place are several RV tires.
Ooh, tires. I assumed that would count as an extra vehicle part.
Yep.
Uh, why would they have them? Actually, the deductive reasoning here on Jimmy's part. Does it look like they actually have these, like, hanging up because they're cargo, or does it look like they converted this to, like, a jungle gym?
Um, it looks like they just had a lot of tires.
Ah, they have a goddamn playground on their ship.
Frickin' jungle gym.
Oh, wait, no, they were also hauling the monkeys, weren't they?
Had a bunch of tire swings.
You know what? Jimmy's gonna try taking some of them down and taking them with him. So as
Okay.
long as he's here, he's gonna go ahead, see if he can take this with him, and if he can, he'll leave with them.
You do know that these tires are for an RV vehicle, and
Oh,
you have an ATV, just slightly different.
slightly different, but free tires.
That's
I
true.
can leave them on my lawn on the colony.
um, before you decide to take that back, is there anything else you'd like to check out on this level?
Um, well, I guess the real question is, so the huge jump over here, how big is that?
That jump is probably about, let's see how accurate my map is. This is about
Yeah.
300 feet.
from this is supposed to be about 130 meters. It's about 100 it's about 240 feet, so 240 to 130. That's about a 7-foot gap, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's still a pretty big jump, all considered.
Oh,
I
well, seven, not not seven,
7 meters.
7 meters, 7 meters.
Yeah, that's even worse. That's not possible as a human. I mean,
Yeah,
actually, I could tell it to turn the gravity off for a second, hop on over, and then land.
that's
Because this
true.
is space.
Just to be the voice of reason here, maybe don't add the for a second part when you're talking to the logical computer.
Yes, I will tell it to turn it off, make the jump,
Turn it up
and
for a
then
second.
tell it specifically
Ah!
when to turn it back on, rather than putting my life into a timer. So yeah, uh, it was one to move there, another to move here, and I can take the tires later. Air supplies down. So before I even get a chance to do it, I'm just like, air's running low. I'll go ahead and try going up to the ship, getting air, and then coming back.
Okay.
So I guess I am taking the tires with me.
All right, so you take some of them up there.
Let's see, that's 1, 2 to get back there, and then 2 to get back to the ship. So I'm gonna go ahead
So-
and make 2 rolls right now.
Yep, and then refill, and then make another 2 rolls to get down.
Safe on the way up.
You're just losing 1 air supply on the way down. You're all the way
Alright.
back on these catwalks.
And I'll just ask someone to do a favor and put like a bunch of tires onto the ship stuff sheet. So, I'm gonna go ahead, turn off gravity, make the hop, and then when I'm on the
Right.
other side and safely holding on, turn the gravity back on.
Make a mobility check.
That's,
Mobility roll.
here we go.
Jump through a hole in the ship, lost forever.
I'll go ahead
Ah!
and hit that button. I'm actually really mobile.
So yeah, you're easily. So the gravity's off, and you jump and float across and land on the other side. Your feet echoing on the metal catwalk.
And then I will go to the cargo office.
All right. So the door opens here. You see it's a small room overlooking the decks and the entire area outside. You see there's also a computer terminal in here. It looks like this is where you'd operate the cargo crane.
Ooh, okay, very interesting. Not much to use it for right now, unfortunately. But, I mean, it's here.
Yeah.
There is a computer here, though. Maybe there's some fun information on it.
The computer is what operates the cargo crane.
Okay, so this is just the crane office, then.
Yep, just the crane office.
Dang, I was hoping for some fun records. Well, oh well. Well, Jimmy had his curiosity sated. So, where could I go next? Oh, I could go ahead and go over here and just take the elevator.
Yeah.
So, just getting to the elevator's gonna take me up to the deck B over here. And I'll go ahead and roll for it.
Okay. All right.
Doing
Yeah,
good.
you're good.
Having a big spacesuit's really good for this. Jimmy
Yeah.
will then go ahead and do 1 and 2.
All right.
And air. Jimmy will go ahead and head into the medical lab. What do we got?
Be gone.
Sorry.
Sorry. You see inside, there looks like 2 older generation Pauling metapods on the far side over there.
Mm-hmm.
One of them has its plexiglass tube splinters and shattered, as if maybe either something broke out of it or something impacted into it when the ship was damaged. The other one is empty and unused. That is what you see inside there on a quick scan. Is there anything you are specifically looking for?
I think probably medical supplies.
you find, searching through, you find 2 personal medikits, surgical instruments, and 5 doses of Never Sleep pill. 3 doses of hydration, and 3 doses of Naproleve. Naproleve, not Naprolevel.
Doses 1. Naproleve dose. Surgical tools, if they matter. Cannot spell that while lagging, apparently.
Yeah, and so that searching through all these cabinets, that's what you find.
And now we have 3 whole med packs, I think.
That is correct.
Cool. Well, that was actually very valuable. Okay. So I think this is the point where Jimmy will probably go ahead and head back up. I don't. Well, actually, I mean, he's here. He could probably check out the metapods too.
Yeah, so the med pods are that. I just gave you the same description. I treated this all as one room.
Okay, that's fine then. Well, weird that something happened to them, but I mean, there was a big explosion. So far, so good. I feel like I've been most everywhere that could have something at this point. I don't think there's actually a whole lot left.
There isn't much left, no. You haven't found any sign of any sort of distress signal, though.
Yeah, that's actually the weird one. And there's no way I can really narrow down on that either, is there?
No, you've checked all the computers that you could find,
Mm-hmm.
and none of them seem to be emitting any distress signal. And Mother would most likely know if any of the computers were doing that as well.
Right. Well, I guess then Jimmy could always head back up to the living area, I think, and maybe investigate the other rooms here. I think I spent that turn in the med lab, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll that.
Yep.
Okay, well, maybe I'm not sticking around to search. On his way out, Jimmy goes ahead and, 1-2 to end up here in the living area. So. Yep. Then he ends up on the elevator.
Heading back. Do 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 do.
That's right. Jimmy passes out in the hallway. Not too
So
far away
you're
from
up-
where Xander's working, too.
So you're up there in the hallway. So just because you're out, you still have to, like, you're just now holding your breath.
Mm-hmm.
So now you need to make a stamina roll.
Yeah, let's see. Well, don't got great stamina. Let's see what happens. Would this be at the... as soon as I run out of air?
So let me double check.
Or for the next
What
turn?
I-
Because if I can move 2 more spaces, maybe I'll live.
Let me double check. Suffocating. Suffocating.
Just call out to me so I can help him.
Yeah, I'm definitely rating right now, Xander. It's like, run those, Xander. Heads up. Xander.
That's what you want to
just hit
do when you
0.
run out of air. That's what you want to do when you run out of air is immediately start
Yeah.
shouting things in your no air environment.
So after your next turn.
Okay. So I do have one more chance, and I'm gonna say, Xander, I'm not too far away from where you should be working, but I'm about to run out of air. I'm trying to head up. I'm making it to the door. Run low. I'm being dramatic.
You're good.
Then that means next turn I can make it on.
You make it on back to the ship. That was close, though.
There we go.
Stayed just a little bit too long.
He's gonna hear me do like a light snicker and headset.
Oh, hey, I may have only had a few more breaths left. Or 20. Or 60. You don't know.
Don't worry, there's always gonna be extra air in the suit. Don't worry.
Well, at this point, I'm honestly willing to say maybe we should just scrap the air scrubber idea. I don't think there's a lot of point to it, and I've hit up most locations anyway. Unless we really want to hit up the living areas, where I think they probably took all their junk anyway.
I just want to finish my second thing, if you don't mind.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see. We'll spend some time. We'll see if Xander manages to complete it. If so, maybe we'll try one more time and try to hit up every last place that we haven't been.
We can say you're like sorting out the rest of your gear on the ship.
Mhm.
Well, let's see that heavy machinery roll there, Xander.
Any hindrance or just raw?
Just a roll. All right, you're good. You feel like you have them scrubbed off, and sure enough, maybe you check, they've got a monitor in there. It does appear to be cycling through air. However, there's a lot of loss of oxygen on the ship due to all the parts that have been decompressed.
Mhm.
So it will be losing oxygen. So you
Okay.
only have about a shift of oxygen left.
Okay. So with that, I think we can actually do this very safely without having to do our rolls and shenanigans. Then I think. Would that be right? Because we could head to an area, get it pressurized, search that area, fill up on air, depressurize it, and then head back out again.
It it definitely depends on the area, because like if you went to the living quarters, then those areas are, I mean, open to the void.
Yeah.
So
Is there
it
many
would it
other?
would definitely depend on where you went.
Yeah. So I guess the real
Where do
question
you
is, yeah,
want to search?
where do we have left? That maintenance shaft there on deck C. I think that might be a possible target. That looks like it could be pressurized. Um, so how about we give that a go? Eli, what do you think about that? Is it
Yeah,
possible?
that looks like it could be pressurized. Um, it would just, I mean, like the door would shut and then you'd have to pressurize it.
Okay. Um, so this is me trying to like abstract it and see if we can like finish up anything we're really curious about before we destroy the ship.
Yeah, what is there any areas you're curious about? Where
Yeah.
you're trying to get?
I think it's really just like the maintenance shaft left. I think maybe that dispatch office down there, maybe. And we have the two living quarters, and I think that's literally it.
Did you want me to work on the reactor or no?
No, we're probably gonna turn it off soon. We're gonna be salvaging it.
Okay.
Um, I'll go ahead and just tell you there's
Okay.
nothing of interest in the maintenance shaft.
Okay.
You guys can make your way down there and you don't find anything dangerous there. It has currently been 12 hours on the air scrubbers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the air scrippers. I knew he was working on something for 12 hours. That's why I was asking. Also, you working on the air scrippers for 12 hours and you're going to blow up the ship now?
Yeah, I mean that was kind of like back when
I've
we
got it
assumed
all repaired.
it would take one shift. Instead, it's two shifts, but now we get to clear everything else out. I guess
Uh,
dispatch office.
the
Good job.
dispatch office has notes about mainly vehicle usage and nothing of value.
How about the vehicle
What is
parts,
it?
or did you
Was that
Sorry,
good?
say that again?
hit up the vehicle part storage already, or
Yeah, we've
okay?
looted it. We have vehicle parts now, and an
Okay.
ATV. Uh, so what does the dispatch office say the vehicles were that were here?
It appears that they had two ATVs and an RTV.
Well, neither of those are here, so I think they've been jettisoned into space.
Seems like that.
Okay. And then I guess last but not least is the living quarters. There's two of them that are actually intact.
These living quarters look relatively untouched. what are you guys searching for?
I'm looking for personal effects and notes.
Just search in general, yeah.
You're not finding any like left behind notes, but you do find plenty of personal effects. In fact, once you like look through all of their like their drawers and their wardrobe, like all the clothing is, in one case it's neatly folded, and the other case it looks like that their method of folding was crumple it into a ball and shove it into a drawer. But it looks relatively consistent. So when you see it looks like they crumpled it and put it in, it doesn't look like someone looted it. So neither of these rooms look really like looted, I should say. So you find like toothbrushes, and you find old photos like stuck into the hull of the ship, and things like that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and we'll pack that up and take it with us. Maybe we can give them a
Yeah.
burial at sea kind of thing. So I'm gonna do
Yeah,
like
take a
2x
picture for sure.
personal.
It'd be four. Each one of these rooms looks like it had held two people's stuff.
Yeah, so 4x people's personal effects, and that's just going to be for dramatic effect. Okay, so I
And
think
here are their names. It looks like there was a Anita McGowan, an Ilyas Rojas, a Stevie Beasley, and a Caitlin Field.
very interesting. I think probably later I could maybe like ping this back over to the station and see like, hey, did these people leave a station like 5 years ago or whatever? I have their personal effects and I will return those to their next of kin. Put it on the next cargo ship. Maybe it'll get there one day. So,
Very possible.
I'll go ahead and mark that down for now. Uh,
Okay.
I think that's everything. If no one else objects, I'm turning this to scrap. Uh, so when we do that, do we also get the computer parts, or are those just gone forever, or?
Yeah, you get half of the parts from the ship as heavy, like mechanical parts, and half as electronic parts.
Okay. So that's really good then. So let's go ahead and start taking it apart.
So you guys are going to get. You guys are going to get 2 machine parts and 2 electronic parts. But I'm
Perfect.
going to say it's going to take 2 days to do all that work.
Okay, I'm perfectly fine to settle in for that.
So you guys settle in, and I mean, you guys probably were debriefed on how to do it, and so you're starting to tear apart. You're out there in your suits. There's a montage of all of Jimmy, Conrad, and Xander doing work. Xander, you're directing them and getting frustrated. While at the same time, you see Max. He's reading a book, eating cereal. It cuts away, and there's like music playing. You're cutting away with a torch, and then Max reading, throwing a ball against a wall. It's a fun one. After another 12 or so hours, Max, you need to make a wits roll to see if you've learned your talent.
How do you make an attribute only roll? Or am I just looking at panic dice again?